This session of lecture. So in this session we will study application of Le-Chatelier's principle on physical equilibrium and chemical equilibrium with some examples. So let us take one example is the effect of pressure on melting point. So here we will take example of ice water systems. That is when ice is on melting converting to water. So this is ice water melting system. So this is ice, and when it will absorb some heat, it will convert into water. And at 0 degree centigrade means at melting point there is an equilibrium between ice and water on atomic heat. So what will happen here? So we know that the volume of the ice is lesser than the volume of the water, so this is lighter. So when you increase pressure, the reaction will be forward. Why? Because the volume of ice is lesser than the volume of the water. So more and more ice will be melt, and melting point the ice is lowered with increase in volume. In this, if you increase the temperature, reaction will go forward direction because heat is absorbed. So it will go to forward direction. This is the basis of Le-Chatelier principle. That's why we always say that ice melts slowly at higher altitudes. This is basically our reason. Now second, for solid and liquid equilibrium. So here we will take the solubility of the solid and liquid. So we have example KCl is salt and it is soluble in water. This was heat is absorbed, this also heat is absorbed. So in this case solubility increases when temperature increases. So when you increase temperature, solubility also increases, and when you increase pressure, it will also go for a backward direction. Why? Because volume of the liquid is greater than the volume of the solid. That's why more solid exists at equilibrium, and melting point of the solids increases with increase of pressure. Now if you take same potassium hydroxide in aqueous solution, so here exothermic reaction takes place. This reaction exothermic. So what will happen if you increase solubility with increase in temperature? It will solubility decreases. Here if you increase temperature, since the reaction exothermic, the solubility will decrease. Now we'll take second case, effect of pressure on boiling point. Previous was effect of pressure on melting point. Now this is boiling point. So here water is converted into vapor. So again heat is absorbed. When water will take some heat, it will convert to vapor. So this reaction is endothermic, and when you increase pressure, it will go backward direction. Why? Because volume of the vapor is more than the volume of water. So that's why more water will exist at equilibrium. That's why boiling point of the water is increases with increase in pressure. So that's why we say water boils at high temperature in pressure cooker, that is more than 100 degrees centigrade. So this change is exothermic, endothermic. So heat is absorbed. So there is a decrease in volume. Heat is absorbed means decrease in volume. So favorable conditions for the conversion of water into water vapors are high temperature and low pressure. Effect of pressure on solubility of gases. This is our third part. So gas is dissolved in solvent, it is converted to solution. So here volume of the forward means the volume of this one gas is more than the volume of the solution. Volume decreases here. So if you increase pressure, the equilibrium will favor forward direction. Why? Because the number of gas increase with increase in temperature. So here pressure of the gases increases with increase in temperature. Not pressure, we can say solubility of the gas will increases with increased pressure. If you increase the temperature pressure, the solubility will gas increases. So we have example, you must have drank this carbonated beverage. In these cases, what happens if you increase the pressure at a high temperature, solubility decreases, but if you increase the pressure at low temperature, there is more solubility in the solutions. Similarly, we can say exchange of gases in lungs. This is another example. Now we see the next case, that is the effect of temperature on solubility of solids. How temperature play a role in this case. So here we have two cases. Solid plus solvent give you solutions if delta H is positive. This means endothermic. So endothermic means when temperature increases, it will always favor endothermic process, and solids will dissolve more and more on increasing temperature. So in endothermic or increasing temperature, there is more formation of solutions. We have example urea and glucose. Solid or glucose. Next is solid plus solvent. So in this case, what happens? Delta H is negative, means exothermic. So solids having exothermic dissolutions show a decrease in their solubility with increase in temperatures. When you increase temperature, less dissolution will be there. For example, we have lime and acid. So exothermic, the reaction it will be less dissolution, but endothermic it will be forward development of the product or reactions. We have examples of some heterogeneous equilibria. So in heterogeneous equilibria, for example, carbon means diamond is converted into graphite. So we are giving temperature 25 degrees centigrade. In this temperature and high pressure is converted to graphite. One more thing important, volume of the diamond is lesser than the volume of the graphite, and density of the diamond is more than the density of the graphite. So when you increase pressure, it will favor the backward direction. Why? Because the volume is less. Again, if you increase temperature, it will favor forward directions. Why? Because they have delta G for formation of graphite will be 2.9 kilojoule, that is positive direction. So it will favor your this direction. Similarly, in case of rhombic sulfur, so at 96 degrees centigrade it converted into monoclinic sulfur, 96 degrees centigrade. So this rhombus is diamond-like structures, and this monoclinic sulfur is long thin rectangular prism. So again, it will exist naturally exist that it convert into rhombus to monoclinic. So in this chemical equilibria, we will see the application of Lee-Chatterjee principles. So this is the dissociation of hydrogen plus iodide, combination of hydrogen iodide to convert into hydrogen iodide. So this reaction is exothermic. So if you increase the concentration of H2 plus I2, what will happen? There will be more formation of IU, reaction will be forward directions. Since the change in gases most of product reactants is zero, so pressure has no effect. Since this is exothermic reaction, so when you increase temperature in exothermic reaction, the reaction will go backward because this has less amount of heat. This more amount of heat is produced here. So here reaction will go backward. So in the case of this one, next formation of nitric oxides. So this reaction is endothermic. So definitely we increase the concentration, reaction will go forward. But here gases moles are zero. So if you increase pressure, no effect of pressure. Since 2 moles, this is also 2 moles. Since this is endothermic reaction, so in increased temperature, reaction will go forward direction because this contains less amount of heat. Similarly, dissociation of PCl5. So this is also endothermic reactions. We can see clearly this is also endothermic reactions. So if you increase the concentration of PCl5, so it will more dissociate into PCl3 and PCl2. If you increase pressure, so here in reactant there are 2 moles, there is 1 mole. So this reaction is gaseous mole is positive. So increase pressure, the reaction will go backward because it's 2 moles, here 1 mole, so it will go backward direction due to less number of moles present in PCl5. So on increased pressure, whatever formation PCl5 take place, but to increase temperature, reaction will go forward direction. Why? Because the reaction is heat of the product is lesser than the heat of the reactant. Next, formation of ammonia. So if you again this is the exothermic reaction. Again, if you increase the temperature concentration of nitrogen plus hydrogen, the reaction will go forward direction. More formation of ammonia will take place. Again, if you increase pressure, so this side is 2 moles, this is 4 moles. On increasing pressure, the formation of ammonia will take place because the system equilibrium will shift forward direction because this ammonia has less number of moles. Similarly, if you increase temperature, this is exothermic reaction, it will go backward direction because the reactant has less number of heat. But if you decrease temperature, the reaction will go forward direction. So here endothermic low temperature will give you forward direction with presence of some catalyst. Here we require some catalyst also. Because only temperature will not play only role. So this is also important to formation of more ammonia. So more formation of ammonia we require high pressure and low temperature. So we require formation of ammonia. One is the high pressure and low temperature. This is basically conditions. Formation of sulfur trioxide. So we can see this reaction. This reaction is a exothermic reaction. So again, high concentration of SO2 plus O2, it will favor the formation of sulfur trioxide. Again, one thing we can see, delta Ng is negative. Why? Because this is 2 moles, this is the 3 moles. So on increasing pressures, it will favor the greater yield of sulfur trioxide. Why? Because 2 moles and 3 moles. On decreasing pressure, more formation of dissociation of SO3 into SO2 plus O2. Since this is exothermic reaction, but if you increase temperature, the reaction will go backward direction. But if you decrease temperature, the reaction will go forward direction. Why? Because this SO3 will contain less amount of heat. So on decreasing temperature, the reaction is always forward directions.